Once upon a time, in a cosy kitchen filled with the sweet smell of spices, a skilled baker named Mrs. Berry was busily creating a delightful surprise. She was making a gingerbread man, a special treat for her beloved granddaughter, Lily. Mixing flour, sugar and butter with a dash of ginger, she crafted the perfect dough. With a tender touch, she rolled out the dough and cut it into the shape of a little man, adding raisins for his eyes, a cherry for his mouth, and icing for his clothes. "There," she said with a satisfied smile, "you'll be the star of the tea party." Then, into the oven he went. As the kitchen filled with the mouth-watering scent of baking gingerbread, something magical began to happen. The gingerbread man, in the warmth of the oven, came to life. As the oven door opened, he leapt out and dashed towards the door, shouting, "Run! Run as fast as you can! You can't catch me! I'm the gingerbread man!" Mrs. Berry couldn't believe her eyes. She chased after him, but the gingerbread man was too fast. Like a sugary comet, he shot through the kitchen door and out into the garden. There, under the sprawling branches of an apple tree, he encountered a hungry cat. The feline's eyes sparkled with mischief, and its whiskers twitched with anticipation. "Stop, little gingerbread man! I want to eat you!" the cat meowed, licking its lips hungrily. But the gingerbread man was not one to be easily caught. He laughed, a sweet, sugary sound that echoed through the garden. "I've run from Mrs. Berry, and I can run from you too. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man," he taunted. His icing mouth curved into a cheeky grin. And with that he dashed off, leaving the puzzled cat behind, pondering the audacity of the escaping treat. He ran through the garden, past the pond, where a lazy duck saw him. Now this wasn't any ordinary duck. This duck was known for his love of sweet treats, and the gingerbread man looked like the tastiest treat he'd ever seen. "Come here, tasty morsel! I'll gobble you up," the duck quacked with anticipation. But the gingerbread man wasn't about to become a duck's dessert. With a cheeky grin, he replied, "I've outrun Mrs. Berry and a hungry cat, and I can outrun you too. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." And with that, he dashed off, his icing buttons twinkling in the sunlight. The duck, taken aback, could only watch as the gingerbread man disappeared into the distance. With a sigh, he waddled back to his pond, his sweet tooth unsatisfied. Meanwhile, the gingerbread man carried on with his journey, his spirits high and his steps light. And he sprinted away, faster than ever. Through the fields he ran until he met a clever fox by the river. Our sprightly gingerbread man, now a seasoned runner, encountered a sly fox. The fox, with a twinkle in his eye, offered, "Jump on my tail and I'll help you across." The gingerbread man, cautious but cornered, climbed onto the fox's tail. As they made their way across the river, the fox cunningly suggested, "You're too heavy for my tail. Jump onto my back." Trusting the fox, the gingerbread man hopped onto his back. But the fox wasn't done with his tricks just yet. "Now onto my nose, or you'll get wet," he warned. The gingerbread man, having no other choice, moved to the fox's nose. With a swift, sly grin, the fox tossed him into the air, and before the gingerbread man could utter a single word, he was snapped up in one bite. As the gingerbread man moved to the fox's nose, the fox tossed him into the air and snapped him up in one bite. And so the adventure of the gingerbread man came to an end. As the echo of the fox's cunning laughter faded back in the cosy kitchen, Mrs. Berry concluded the tale. Her eyes twinkled with mischief, mirroring the excitement in Lily's wide, gleaming eyes. Lily laughed, her tiny hands clapping with delight. She bounced on her seat, her young mind filled with the thrilling escapades of the gingerbread man. Mrs. Berry, with a playful wink, reached under the table and produced a plate. On it was a perfectly baked gingerbread man just for Lily. Now every time Lily nibbled on a gingerbread man, she'd giggle and remember the daring tale. "Run! Run as fast as you can," she'd recite, her voice bubbling with joy. The tale of the gingerbread man's great escape was no longer just a story. It had become a cherished memory, living happily ever after in their hearts.